What if the way to smarter spending isn't just in how much you spend, but in the way you choose to pay? In this video, we're diving into a topic that's surrounded by a lot of myths and misconceptions: credit cards. Now, before we get into it, we need to set the record straight. Credit cards can be a slippery slope into debt if not handled with care. But when used wisely, they can be an incredibly powerful financial tool. Did you know, for example, that using credit cards can actually improve your credit score, making it easier for you to get loans for big purchases like a house or a car? And if you're thinking that credit cards are just a debt trap, hold that thought. By the end of this video, you might just see them in a whole new light. But let's start at the beginning. What exactly is a credit card? Simply put, a credit card is a financial tool issued by a bank or financial institution that lets you borrow funds, usually at the point of sale. It's like a short-term loan for every purchase, but with a twist. If you pay back the money you borrow within the grace period, typically around 20 days, you don't pay any interest. If used carefully, it's like an interest-free loan every month. But there are some common myths out there. One big one is that credit cards are only for the wealthy or for emergency situations. Both are completely untrue. Whether it's for everyday purchases like groceries or for booking that dream vacation, credit cards can be used by anyone who understands how to use them wisely. And there's not just one type of credit card. There are several, each with its own set of benefits. From cards that give you cash back on purchases to those that rack up travel miles, there's likely a card out there that aligns with your spending habits and lifestyle. But we'll dive deeper into that in a later section. So, now that we've got a basic understanding of what credit cards are, let's talk about why you might actually want to use them for just about everything. And there are some really compelling reasons that we're going to explore next. You may think that using cash or a debit card is good enough, and in some scenarios, they are for sure a great mode of payment. If you haven't had luck sticking to a budget in the past, and you're trying a cash-only method like the cash envelope budget, they can be a really effective way to stay on the straight and narrow. But the features present in many credit cards can be very powerful, and they can work for you in many ways. First up is rewards and cashback. Many credit cards offer rewards programs. This means that for every dollar you spend, you earn points or cashback. So think about it. If you're going to spend the money anyway, why not get a little back? For instance, many cards offer between 1 to 5% cashback on purchases. Over a year, that can really add up. Next is the impact on credit scores. Using a credit card responsibly can be a major plus for your credit history, and it's obvious why a good credit score matters. Potentially lower interest rates on loans, better chances of securing rentals, and more. It's literally building your financial reputation in the eyes of banks, creditors, and even employers. And then there's purchase protection. Many credit cards offer extra warranties or even insurance on purchases. This can include protection against theft or damage, and in some cases, if you find a lower price on something you bought, your credit card company will refund you the difference. That's definitely shopping smart. Now, all of these benefits sound great, but remember, there's a double-edged sword here, and the key is to use your credit card wisely. More on that later in the video. Rewards are great, but credit cards aren't just about saving money. They come with a bunch of other perks that can make your life easier and more enjoyable. Travel benefits, for starters, are a huge plus for many. Some cards offer free access to airport lounges, airport transfers, and travel insurance. If you're a frequent traveler, these perks can make a big difference. Imagine relaxing in an airport lounge instead of waiting at the gate. And then there are the exclusive deals and offers. Credit card companies often have partnerships with retailers and services. This means discounts, access to special events, and even early bird offers just for using your card. It's like having a VIP pass to some really cool experiences. Convenience and safety are the other plus points. Carrying a lot of cash can be risky. Credit cards offer a safer alternative, and with contactless payments, they're super convenient too. Plus, if your card is lost or stolen, you can quickly freeze it with a simple phone call and won't be liable for fraudulent charges. This is, of course, unlike cash, which once lost is gone. So, with all these benefits and perks, you might be wondering how to pick the right card. Don't fret. Coming up is a quick guide where we'll dive into how to choose the perfect credit card based on your lifestyle and needs. But first, Let's get a little bit into the dark side of all that plastic. Using a card isn't just about the fun and games from the perks and rewards. How you manage your credit card can have big impacts on your financial health. First, budgeting and tracking spending are key. It's so easy, maybe too easy to overspend when you're not dealing with physical cash. So set a budget and stick to it. There are tons of apps out there that can help you track your spending in real time. The golden rule to follow here is that if you can't afford to pay it off within the interest-free grace period, you shouldn't be buying it. This is a key mentality to adopt to ensure that you're the master of your credit card, not the other way around. Paying on time is another big one. Late payments can hurt your credit score, and that's a big deal. Even one late payment can decrease your credit score significantly, not to mention the late fees that banks love to charge. So always set reminders or automatic payments to avoid those pesky fees and credit score hits. And then there's interest rates and fees. The interest on credit cards can be extremely high, more than a 20% APR in many cases. If you're carrying a balance, it can add up very quickly. The best approach is to not carry a balance. So keep these tips in mind and you'll be on your way to wielding that card like a pro. But how do you pick the card that's right for you? Let's get into that next. Choosing the right credit card can feel overwhelming with all the choices out there, but you can narrow the field a little bit. Here's a quick 5-point list of things to consider when picking your card. First, really assess your needs. If you're someone who's always on the go, traveling for work or pleasure, a card that offers travel rewards can be a great pick. These cards often give you extra points for every flight or hotel booking, and sometimes even for dining out. Some even offer perks like free travel insurance and complimentary access to airport lounges that we talked about earlier. Imagine turning your travel expenses into a free future getaway. These can end up saving you hundreds or even thousands yearly. Now, if your spending is more focused on everyday needs, like groceries and gas, there are cards specifically tailored for that. Some offer as much as 5% cash back in these categories. This means every time you're at the checkout counter, you're earning a portion of your spend back. It's effectively getting a discount on every purchase for everyday items that you need to buy anyway. Comparing offers is next. Don't get dazzled by the first flashy rewards program you see. Take a closer look at the details. Annual fees are a big consideration. While some cards charge yearly fees, they often provide higher rewards or additional benefits like larger sign-up bonuses. It's a balancing act. Weigh the fee against the potential rewards and perks to see if it makes sense for you. Sometimes a card with an annual fee can offer more value than one without, depending on the rewards and benefits. Interest rates are another factor, especially if you sometimes carry a balance. A lower interest rate can save you a lot of money in the long run. And don't overlook welcome bonuses. Some cards offer substantial points or cashback when you sign up and spend a certain amount in the first few months. This can be a quick way to rack up rewards. Reading the fine print or the terms and conditions is also important. For example, many cards like to advertise high cash back rates, but neglect to mention that these are capped or limited to a certain dollar amount per month or per quarter. Some cards may specify that rewards or cash back are for personal purchases only. So if you're using the card for your business, you may fall foul of this. And lastly, consider your credit score. Not all cards are created equal, and some require higher credit scores than others. It's important to apply for cards that align with your creditworthiness to avoid unnecessary rejections, which can also impact your credit score. So, take your time, do your research, and choose wisely. We talked earlier about how important it is to avoid carrying a balance on your card, but if you're dealing with some debt already, there are some approaches you can adopt to pay it off as effectively as possible. Check out this video next where we lay out 8 of these strategies to help get you back on the debt-free path.